Good evening. My name is Stephanie Boswell, and I'm a mother, a wife, and I'm living with epilepsy. I've been on the board of the Epilepsy Foundation for 5 years, and it has opened my eyes to the importance of helping people living with a seizure disorder. As you witnessed on the video, one of the programs that the foundation does is the Camp Fund, but I would like to talk to you about another one. This past September, I was driving my family, Walker and Jackson, and our little girl Gracie, and my husband Sean. We were driving home from the airport. It was a normal day. Gracie was in the car singing Barney songs. And Jackson and Walker were begging her to stop. And Sean and I were trying to figure out what we were going to do that weekend with the kids. But as I pulled into the driveway, my eyes started to roll back in my head. The next thing I remember is the paramedics asking me questions that I didn't know. I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know who I was. By the time we reached the hospital, I pieced things together and realized what had happened. But that's what I remember. But what my family remembers is something totally different. This is really what happened. I pulled into the driveway. The car started rolling backwards. Sean realized what was happening. I was having a grand mal seizure, and he threw the car into park. My eyes had rolled back in my head. I was biting my tongue. My body went as stiff as a board, and it began to shake. Sean tried to lay my seat back, but Gracie was yelling and crying, "Mommy, Mommy," while Jackson and Walker were panicking because they were like, "What is happening to Mommy?" Sean didn't have a chance to explain what was going on. He just said, "Boys, call 911 and get Gracie out of the car." Sorry. Finally, my seizure stopped and the ambulance came. If I was granted a wish, it would be that that memory would be erased from their mind, and they never had to worry about me having another seizure or living that day again. Because epilepsy just doesn't happen to me, it happens to my entire family. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't think, why did this happen to me? But more importantly, why did it happen to them? When Sean finally explained what happened that day, he could barely get through the first sentence without breaking down. It was just not what happened that day, it's what could have happened. If it happened 5 minutes earlier, we could have been on the interstate, and it could have been tragic. I imagine living with someone with epilepsy is full of fear and worry, because you can't predict when a seizure will happen. Loved ones can't make it go away. They can't cure it. There's nothing they can do. But somehow they give us the strength to get through it. Medicine is our only hope to control seizures, but it's astronomically expensive. To put it in perspective, and we have good insurance, I still pay $800 out of pocket. I often think, what if we couldn't afford it? The seizures would continue, and for many that is the case. They can't pay for their medicine, so they continue to have seizures, some more than 100 a day. Can you imagine not being able to provide the medicine that would keep your child safe? Can you imagine not being able to drive because in the state of Georgia you can't drive for 6 months? How do you get to work? How do you take your kids to school? Through the Medication Fund, the Epilepsy Foundation of Georgia provides financial support for those that can't afford it. But the money runs out, it runs out really quick. And too many times they have to turn people away and they have no other option. Those of us before you, whether it's children, parents, brothers, or sisters, have been deeply affected by epilepsy in one way or another. It doesn't define us, but it is a part of all of us. Our wish is that every person in this room would fill out the donation card on your table and make a contribution to help the many people with epilepsy live a normal and seizure-free life. Please bring it to the front, whether it's $25 or $10,000, and receive a t-shirt. 100% of your donation will go towards these efforts, whether it's sending your child to camp or replenishing our medication fund. Please, I ask of you, make our wish come true and make theirs true too. Thank you. The t-shirts are coming out right now.
All right, so those of you who have done this before, we're going to have the t-shirts up here. If you will fill out the cards on your table, we